What's going on, Team Turbosmart? Welcome back to the product overview series for the Turbosmart E-Boost2. The E-Boost2 is a standalone boost controller with up to 6 stages of boost, all controlled by 3 easy-to-set parameters: your maximum boost pressure, the spool-up rate of your turbocharger, and the reaction time of the controller itself. In our last video, we went over the basic introduction and head unit display for the E-Boost2 controller. In this video, we'll be going over menu navigation and initial setup, things like the essential functions such as Overboost Shutdown, and multiple other things that you need to put in place before using the E-Boost2 and making more boost pressure on your setup. As always, the installation instructions for the E-Boost2 will be linked in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please make sure to leave them in the comments section, and if it's something that we don't already cover in the series, we'll go ahead and answer it there. If you find this video helpful, please make sure to leave it a like, as it helps us understand what you want to see. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video.
The E-Boost2 has 2 different menus, the Setup menu and the Boost menu. We will begin with the Setup menu, as it has a few crucial settings that must be adjusted before we start making changes to your application's boost levels. From the Live Boost screen, you will enter the Setup menu by pressing the Mode button and Up arrow button simultaneously. If done correctly, you should see the OBS function appear and cycle to a number value. This number value is what the controller's OBS is set to. Before we continue, let's talk about how to enter a setting, change its value, and save it. Once you find your desired setting function, press Mode to enter it. The number value will turn solid, and you will now be able to change the value using the arrow buttons. You can quickly scroll through the values by pressing and holding the up or down arrow buttons. Once you get to the desired value, press Mode to save it. This will take you back to the Setup menu, and you will see the function and saved value cycling on the display. If the value changed to your desired input, then it was saved successfully. Now that we know how to enter the Setup menu, let's go over the main parameters you need to adjust and confirm before starting to adjust your boost levels. OBS stands for Overboost Shutdown. As a disclaimer, Turbosmart recommends that this function be used in conjunction with another form of overboost protection, such as fuel or ignition cut. The overboost function will not stop an overboost scenario if there's a mechanical failure on the car that inhibits the E-Boost2 from controlling the wastegate, or if there is an electromagnetic interference due to incorrect wiring causing electrical interference to the E-Boost2 head unit. If the OBS is triggered, the E-Boost2 begins to reduce the boost pressure to half the set pressure value saved in the OBS parameter. Once the safe pressure is achieved, the E-Boost2 will return to normal operation. OBS must be set to a level at least 2.2 psi above the maximum boost pressure. When OBS is triggered, OBS will flash on the display to indicate that your boost pressure has reached the Overboost Shutdown value. OBS will continue to flash on the display until the pressure has been reduced to half the value set in OBS and the unit has returned to normal operation. By default, the OBS setting is set to 7 psi, so you must enter a figure in order for the E-Boost2 to produce more than a standard boost pressure of 7 psi. The purpose of this feature is to protect your engine against accidentally entering a boost set point value that is too high. Extreme care should be taken when setting this parameter. Turbosmart recommends that you seek advice from an appropriately qualified technician with regard to the OBS setting. Press the Mode button to enter the menu and adjust the values using the up and down arrow buttons. For this example, we will say maximum pressure is 15 psi. So we will set OBS to 17.2 psi. Press the Mode button again to save the desired setting. You should now see OBS and the saved value cycling. NSP stands for number of set points. The E-Boost2 is capable of controlling up to 6 individual boost groups. Setting NSP to a value from 1 to 6 will then enable that number of boost groups in the boost menu and live mode. Press the Mode button to enter the menu and adjust the values using the up and down arrow buttons. For this example, we will set NSP to 4 set points. Press the Mode button again to save the desired setting. You should now see NSP and the saved value cycling. CYL stands for number of cylinders. If you have connected the yellow RPM wire to an RPM signal from your ECU or negative terminal of an ignition coil, you will need to input the number of cylinders or rotors in order to configure the RPM signal correctly. The RPM input can accept a square wavelength signal between 3.5 and 12 volts. The number of cylinders available is 1 and 16. Twin rotor and triple rotor engines can be configured as 4 and 6 cylinders respectively. Press the mode button to enter the menu and adjust the values using the up and down arrow buttons. For this example, we will say that this is a 6-cylinder engine. Press the mode button again to save the desired settings. You should now see CYL and the saved value cycling. SCL stands for scale. The E-Boost2 readout can be configured to either bar, PSI, or kPa. The default setting is PSI. This allows you to tailor the readout to suit your preference. Please note that when the PSI scale is selected and the E-Boost2 is under vacuum conditions, the display will read in inches of mercury, not negative PSI. Press the mode button to enter the menu and adjust the values using the up and down arrow buttons. For this example, we will set the scale to PSI. Press the mode button again to save the desired setting. You should now see SCL and the saved value cycling. BGR stands for bar graph. The E-Boost2 bar graph can be configured to indicate a pressure between 0 and 60 psi or 120 psi on our high pressure head unit. The bar graph has 10 segments, 7 blue segments and 3 red segments. When the 7 blue segments are illuminated, the pressure that has been programmed in this parameter has been reached. The bar graph is factory set to 15 psi. The desired display can be adjusted to your preference and is typically set at your maximum boost level. Press the mode button to enter the menu and adjust the values using the up and down arrow buttons. In this example, we are saying maximum pressure is 15 psi, so that is what we will set the bar graph to. Press the mode button again to save the desired setting. You should now see BGR and the saved value cycling. Once all essential parameters are set in the setup menu, you can scroll through the menu until you find End and press the mode button to select it, or you can hold the mode button for 3 seconds and this will back you out to the live boost display.
This concludes the menu navigation and initial setup for the E-Boost2. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to leave it a like, and if you need clarification, we do have the installation instructions linked in the description below. In our next video, we're going to be going over boost groups, which are those 3 easy to set parameters: your set point value, gate pressure, and sensitivity. But for more product overviews, tech tips, and everything boost control, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video.